I will pray for you, but if you get on my nerve, I will cuss you smooth out. My mouth ain't under control yet, and I can throw these hands. And let me tell you something, if I get my hands on you, I promise you, you're going to know you've been in a fight. But I'm trying not to go there because I'm in transition.
Man, I tell you, I am in transition, y'all. I am in transition. Happy Saturday to everybody that's tuned in. Listen, you probably gonna need a glass of wine for this one because when I tell you Big Tigger, y'all, I didn't know nothing about Big Tigger. Probably heard the name over the course of many, many years ago, but never really paid it any attention or anything like that. Didn't know nothing about nothing, no Big Tigger, no V-103, none of that, right? Because I kind of stay in my lane over here, and I'm not really into celebrities like that unless they kind of pop up on my radar because I hone in on the psychological and the behavioral traits of the Black experience. If you're new here, welcome. I am Queen Shiba. That's what I do. I kind of lean more on the psychological side of what's happening and hot topics, reality television, court, just real things. You see me out at trials. I cover things. And if I cannot fact check or prove or say or have anything, then I kind of back away from it. I back away from it. So if you are new here, we want to welcome all of you. I just want to tell you we appreciate you, but go on ahead and get you a glass of wine because I went ahead and poured me a glass of champagne, honey. This is a very serious topic, okay? Big Tigger and V-103 have been exposed. Exposed. I don't have a dog in this fight. Thank you, American Born. You say Queen brings the receipts. And I'm talking exposed. V-103, you should be ashamed of yourself as a corporation. I don't give a damn if you're primarily, majority, predominantly Black radio station. There are corporate policies, guidelines, ethics, code of ethics, whatever. And you have violated in the most, I'm going to say, grossest way. This is absolutely deplorable, okay? You should have HR policies that are in place, and I wouldn't give a damn if it's Big Tigger, Big Nigger, Young Nigger, Big Tiger, Little Tiger. The rules are the rules are the rules. And the fact that you guys coerced, encouraged, and pushed this victim to write a public apology, and y'all, not just that, they went as far as telling him to tell her what she has to say. I am absolutely disgusted. I want to throw up in my mouth. I want to throw up in my mouth because we're quick to Black this, Black that, Black excellence, protect our boys, protect our girls. But listen, this is disgusting. This is a very, very serious thing that has taken place. And I got the receipts. Let me tell you how serious this is. For those of you that may be hidden or hiding under a rock. Big Tigger has been charged with aggravated battery. Now, if you know the statutes in the state of Georgia as it relates to aggravated battery, this is what you're charged with when you cause a person or maliciously causes bodily harm to another by depriving them of a body member, rendering a body member useless, or seriously disfiguring the body or a member. We're talking facial dismemberment. We're talking serious facial fractures. So this is not the photo we saw when his wife went live. You remember the video that's floating all over social media? And it looks horrible then, right? The video we saw was like a month after the assault happened. So if you were disturbed by that, imagine the nurses and the doctors that treated her. Now, remember in the initial police report that we covered over here, like I like to deal with facts, baby. When we pulled up the initial police affidavit, what the police wrote is the victim went to a convenience care clinic. It was, and then transferred to an emergency facility because of the severity of the fracture in the cut. And whatever the victim was relaying to the medical staff didn't make sense to them. So at the hospital, at the ER, they said, oh, hell no. This don't even make sense. Whatever she's saying. They contacted law enforcement. The victim didn't contact law enforcement. The hospital staff did this. Now, let me say this and let me be very fucking clear to the Atlanta Metro Police Department. You failed your constituents because it should not have mattered who he was. It should not have mattered what she said. You are trained, or supposed to be, to know when somebody is in distress. That's what we pay for. That's what the taxpayers pay for. You do not give preferential treatment to somebody because they are a radio host or they are deemed a celebrity in your fucking city. So shout out to the frontline staff of the nurses and the doctors that did their fucking job that day. Because the police department damn show didn't. Remember, this happened in May. I think they said May 8th or May 9th. I got to go back through and look through all my notes. He wasn't arrested until June. He was arrested after she posted on social media. I think that was about, June 6th, 7th, somewhere in June? No, he wasn't even arrested then. Let me go back. This happened in May. He was not arrested until like almost a month and a half later. Is that crazy? Because of who he is. Because of who he is and the love that y'all be having for these demons out here. I don't give a damn. And you did it because the video says you did it. She didn't say you did it. The police said you did it. And ma'am, let me say this to you. This is just how I do my commentary. Let me say this to the wife, to the victim. You don't ever put a man above yourself. You don't ever fucking lie for a man that will do that type of damage for you, because he gave you his ass to kiss when he went live and gave a shout out and a thanks to everybody but you, knowing he did it, knowing this man knew he did it. It ain't no allegedly. I'm talking about the video and what I saw. I saw you do it, sir. I saw you do it. I watched the video, the surveillance, the ring cam footage that was released by TMZ. The police department released it, which is why you're now being charged with aggravated battery. That's not alleged. You fucking did it. And you gave a shout out to everybody and stated, and you went on record and you said unequivocally, you deny any allegations. Unequivocally, you are not guilty. And to see y'all, the plethora, the love and the support from celebrity upon celebrity upon celebrity, Black women, Black men, hang in there, King. We praying for you, King. And this woman's fucking face was split open. Now, I don't blame the people for showing the love and the support. But what you should have done or considered, knowing that there's a video surveillance, he was ordered to hand it over. I got the court documents. He was ordered to surrender the ring camera surveillance to courts. That's the only reason we're able to see them. Otherwise, nobody would have believed this lady. Hell, including me, to be honest with you. And maybe that's why in the police affidavit, it says the police, I guess, went back a second time to investigate prior to arresting Big Tigger. They asked the victim, how come you just didn't tell us? Excuse me, sir? That's what you're trained for. That's what you're trained for. To know when women and children are being abused. The fuck? What you mean? The nurses and doctors told you. How come you didn't investigate? How come it took her releasing a video, a cry out for help, for you to go back and begrudgingly to the sheriff at the Atlanta Metro Police Department? How come it took all of that? And come to find out, y'all, what I'm learning is that the sheriff is a close friend of Big Tigger. That's why he got out in 2 hours, a close family friend. Yes. The police said the victim denied anything happened, but it was the nursing staff. So to those of you in healthcare, we really appreciate you. To the nurses and the doctors that do not exercise preferential treatment and you do everything for your patients. Thank you. You don't give a damn who it is. You make sure that your patients receive patient-centered treatment. That hospital deserves some type of recognition because they could have said, listen, this was a serious injury. You could have killed her. Tasha said, nurses always step up. God work. This is like, I'm so disappointed. I'm disappointed in V-103. That man should not be on the airwaves. I wouldn't give a damn how long he's been there. This has nothing to do with him being a stellar employee. This has nothing to do with his work ethic. This has nothing to do with his work history. Hell, we find out every day that men like kids, men are eating babies allegedly, hurting kids and women. This has nothing to do with somebody's professional reputation. Stop mixing the two. People can be the best employee, man or woman, and be hell on wheels behind closed doors. Monsters behind closed doors. We see How to Catch a Predator. We see pastors and preachers doing stuff they're not supposed to all the time, caught in the act. Now, all of a sudden, he ain't never had no problem since he married her. You don't know what he had. You don't know what he's done, and neither do I. Hell, we wouldn't have known if we had to rely on the victim because she denied it. It was the nurses. It was the doctors. It was the healthcare professionals that, what is it? What do they do? That raised the flag. That involved law enforcement. And law enforcement didn't want to deal with it initially because of his celebrity. Because they like to rub elbows and kiss ass with the who's who in Atlanta. Let's get into it. So, I'm going to quote Fox 5 for now until I get into the receipts, okay? So, Big Tigger denies to this day abuse allegations. Sir, you should have apologized. You would have been better off apologizing because the video surveillance, and we're going to play the video, says otherwise. You should have said, that was not my intent. I take full responsibility. There was no malice in my heart. It was an accident. And then you would have had to let the courts decide, but to unequivocally deny. And we can see you and we hear her scream in the video. Yeah. But according to Fox 5, longtime personality, radio personality, and former television host Big Tigger was arrested, right? Over the weekend of June 20th on child cruelty and battery charges in Fulton County after allegedly pushing his wife into an office door during an argument, causing a deep facial cut, according to court documents. Now, initially, when I covered this story, I thought maybe he just pushed her out the way, right? Because we didn't have the video surveillance at first. I thought, oh, okay, he probably pushed her out the way. She went flying into the door. No, you slammed her into the door now that we can see it. And the reason why he was hit with child cruelty charges is because when children under the age of 13 are in the home and witness this, it's called adverse childhood effects. Yeah, you're held responsible for the trauma that you introduce to those children. So because a child witnessed this assault, he was hit with aggravated battery and also cruelty to children. Now, when you think about aggravated battery, right? Let me go back to that. In the state of Georgia, a person commits aggravated battery when they found after reviewing the video surveillance that he maliciously caused bodily harm to his wife. That's where you're depriving the victim of a member of the body or rendering a member of the body useless, causing permanent or temporary paralysis of an arm or a leg, or seriously disfiguring the body or a body part. Now, according to the law, disfigurement does not have to be permanent to satisfy the statute. Even serious temporary injuries like broken teeth, severe bruises can qualify. Now, here's the penalties that he's up against. In the state of Georgia, aggravated battery is always a felony. If he's sentenced, and if this goes before a jury, whether she complies or not, he can face anywhere between 1 to 20 years in prison. And I know some of you, no, we love him, we love him. Listen, that's a gash that was, you're looking at it being sewed up, honey. Cleaned up, sewed up. You don't see that all cutting into the eye? You don't see that? The eyebrow, and it goes below? That's after they cleaned it up. Yes, you say, does he still have a job? Oh, yeah, proudly. Proudly. V-103 should be ashamed of themselves. And they were hands-on with ensuring that he kept his job. I wonder if that's against the law. That's all. I wonder if that's against the law for an employer to get involved between a victim and the person that has abused them and say, tell her to say this, this, and that. And I'm going to show you that. Let me just say allegedly. Domestic violence can carry anywhere between 3 to 20 years. So that's how serious this is in the state of Georgia. That's it. That's all. But if we go back to the police record when he was arrested on June 20th, give me 1 second. Initially, we all thought it was a push, and maybe he had pushed her so hard she flew across the room. That's still not okay, right? But it's not as bad as what we saw. It's not as bad as what we saw in the video. So he was booked into Fulton County Jail, June 20th. He was released 2 hours later. Okay. That's a blessing. When you know people. Hold on. Give me 1 second. That is a blessing. Let me get my receipts out. Let me see if I still got it. Because what's being shared with me is that he and the sheriff are really good friends, close family friends, allegedly, from my insiders. And let me just say this. Not everybody in Atlanta, the powers that be, are okay with this. Let's be very clear. There are some people that are seated in high positions that know this is not okay. And that's why we're having this conversation today. And that's how I came by way of my receipts. There are some people that know that he should not have a job. They're absolutely disgusted by the fact that V-103 is protecting him. Now, let me know when you can see. Hold on. The receipt. This is a receipt of Big Tigger and the sheriff. And this is what I'm being told. This is the sheriff that made sure he got in and out under 2 hours, quote unquote, allegedly. But as you can see, he's had a previous relationship with that sheriff. And now I question, is that the reason why almost a month and a half went by without him being arrested? That's the sheriff right there in the middle. Okay. Now, if we go on, so make that note. That's why he was released very quickly, in and out, after posting a surety bond totaling about $10,000, right? So, According to Fox 5, the arrest comes after an alleged incident back in May involving Darian Morgan's wife, which prompted authorities to open a domestic dispute investigation. Here's the backstory. According to an affidavit, the incident occurred around May 9th at the couple's home. The affidavit says that the wife told investigators that a verbal dispute over text messages on Morgan's phone escalated into a physical altercation. I believe one of the text messages, or a few of the text messages, initially was about his co-host, right? Who was also a co-host on Entertainment Tonight. And when her contract wasn't renewed on Entertainment Tonight, she and Tigger allegedly sparked up communication. Now, that's okay in a sense, right? If it's old friends, hey, how you doing? Now I'm talking like a married woman. But what's being shared to me is that Tigger allegedly really went hard for her to get a job over there at V-103. But they had to wait until the previous co-host, her contract was up in January. And so what they did is the woman that he and his wife got into it about, they brought her on in January, allegedly, and renewed Tigger's contract at the same time. So they phased out the other girl. And if I was the other girl, I would look into this. They phased out the other co-host and brought her on. The wife became suspicious after finding some text messages, which led to this altercation. And I believe one of the text messages may have come across as real flirty. And Tig, she says, you're the worst. I miss you too, babe. I'll be popping into Atlanta over the next couple of weeks and I want to stop by for a drink. My mind is everywhere and I need to gauge your thoughts on my next move. I miss Atlanta. Huh. So whatever relationship they started up got her a job, allegedly, at V-103. Now, here's the thing. Here's my thing as a professional woman. Is there a reason you didn't go through the proper chain of command so that it would not be perceived as anything inappropriate? We refer people all day to jobs, but as a married woman, I'm not meeting you for a drink. I'm not doing anything outside of work where you can get me for sexual harassment. I miss you too, babe. Because at the end of the day, you are a professional, both of you. And number two, that's a married man. So as a wife, I would feel some kind of way. Because according to the police affidavit, there were texts in the phone that he was able to manage to delete. And the wife witnessed weeks of texting between the two that made her feel uncomfortable as a wife. So I can only imagine she's talking to her husband, hey, what's up? The shit gets out of hand. He doesn't like the fact that she's confronting him as a wife regarding which appears to be an inappropriate exchange between his coworker. So he tackles her to the floor to get his phone. And remember, when he tackled her, he hurt her lip. I think it was her top lip or something. So she gets up. According to the affidavit, she separates herself from him. She creates distance. She goes to the basement. He follows her. He continues to escalate. He follows her to the basement. Let me go back. After he tackles her, you'll hear the video. She's telling someone to take a picture. But the police report also says that he tells her, you're a psycho. Maybe they'll do it every time, won't they? When they get caught, you crazy. You a psycho. To which she replied, I'll show you psycho. She goes to the basement. He continues to escalate and follows her to the basement. She starts to unplug a computer, according to the affidavit. He tackles her to the floor. No, I'm wrong. That was for the cell phone. She goes to unplug the computer. He bear hugs her from behind and swings her into the door. We're going to watch that. The force was so severe that it cut her face, starting above her eyebrow into the middle of her eye. The police report said that it required numerous stitches and left visible disfigurement a month later. That's pretty serious, which is how he's being charged and why he's being charged with aggravated assault. Now, remember, this happened May 9th. He wasn't arrested until June 20th. A month and a half later, she was still disfigured. Still is disfigured because we're talking June 27th today. So they said the entire altercation was captured on the Ring security camera. And according to the affidavit, Morgan drove his wife to an urgent care facility in Dundeewood, claiming, oh Lord, y'all, trigger alert. Trigger alert. Let me go back and get my domestic violence thing. That she had tripped and fell. Yep, that's how he explained it. She tripped and she fell. And hey, a lot of victims go to work. Oh, I fell. I hurt myself. Oh, I fell off the bed. I hurt my eye. I ran into a doorknob. I was playing so hard with the kids, right? That sounds familiar to those of you that have worked with people that have been abused, or you have family members, and you're like, what? Yeah, she tripped and she fell. That's what was relayed to the medical staff. Medical staff then contacted police due to the severity of the head injury. Oh, I told y'all it wasn't just the eye. It went up into the head. And because his wife refused to speak, she was later transported to Grady Memorial Hospital for further treatment. Now, here's the thing, and this is where the police fail. Now you separated her. I do believe maybe. I don't know if he followed, right? This is where you get your victim comfortable, and you're supposed to create psychological safety for her to really be able to tell you. You don't ask a victim in front of her abuser, are you okay? Did he do this? Hell no, he didn't do it. Shoot, you ain't finna get me home and get towed up again. I tripped and fell. That's it, that's all. He should have been arrested right then and there. He should have been arrested on suspicion of domestic violence, even if you could only hold him overnight. That would have been a great start. Atlanta Metro Police. So when she got to Grady Memorial Hospital and she was asked by investigators, how come she didn't initially cooperate with the police on the night of the incident? She said she feared retaliation, and she shared with the investigators, nobody's going to believe me over a well-known celebrity. I'm not playing that game with y'all. I'm not doing that. I'll just deny he did it, because who's going to believe me? So then, a month later, then the police decide, 3 days after she releases her video, June 6th online, the one that I think y'all said posted and deleted. Then the police department said, oh shit, now we got to do something. Then they launched a formal investigation. Let's get into the Ring camera that was shared by TMZ. Here we go. And for those of you that may be, let me give you a couple of seconds to decide if you want to watch or not. I'll do a countdown in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
There you go. Never plugged it back up. This is yours.
I am bleeding.
This is yours.
I'm bleeding, so take a picture.
No.
Take a picture.
No.
Take a picture.
Alicia, stop.
Take a picture.
Alicia, stop.
Get off of me. Get off of me. Get off of me.
There you go.
So if you look, there's a reflection here. If you're trying to watch them directly, you're going to miss it. But if you watch the reflection to the right side of the screen, you can see where he slams her into the door. Right here. I wish I had
Never plugged it back up. This is yours.
I am bleeding.
This is yours.
I'm bleeding, so take a picture.
No.
Take a picture.
right here by the door.
Take a picture.
Alicia, stop.
Take a picture.
Alicia, stop.
Get off of me. Get off of me. Get off of me.
Right. Right there. Okay. So far, we are in alignment with what the police report says, right? What the police report says. But we don't know this. So this is something only V-103 knows. The police department knows. The victim knows. And Big Tigger knows. But none of us know this at this point. Oh, the hospital staff. So you have the frontline employees at the hospital from the convenient care clinic, Memorial Grady, the police, the Atlanta Metro Police Sheriff's Office. That's 3 entities. V-103, that's 4 entities. And then you have the abuser, Big Tigger, and then you have the victim. But none of us know this. Nothing was done. Then we get to June 6th. Give me 1 second. June 6th. Let me get the clip. Wait. So June 6th, we're minding our business, right? And then we see this clip on social media. Hold on. Of a woman named Alicia Brown who seems to be visibly upset. Damn, got the wrong clip. Now, all of us, I'm guilty too. In the video, it's just a woman crying and showing clearly something happened to her, but not saying it. And I think all of us is like, I wish I would have never said anything, but even I was like, girl, I don't know who you are, but surely, by releasing something like this, people are going to think this man did something to you and he did and he didn't. I was guilty. I judged like everybody else. He didn't do anything to you. How dare you? I'm looking for the clip. Let me see if I got it. Come to find out, we were all loud and wrong. Me too. Loud and wrong, honey. Because he did do it. And I said, we are so harsh with Black women. And maybe that's why a lot of crimes aren't reported. A lot of rape, sexual assaults, child molestation, domestic violence. Ain't nobody gonna believe nobody, child. When you go up, hold on. When you go up against a big figure like that, it's just in our genes to expect each other to suck it up. Hold on. Here we go. Now let me send the clip to myself. I got it. All right. Hold on. All right. So this is the clip we all saw. Here we go. Same thing. I just want to count it down just to give you a choice if you want to watch it or not. All right. Oh, yeah, there it is. Now, this is a month later, and this starts in the middle of her head. I'm going to say about 3 inches, 2.5, 3 inches above her eyebrow. So that's a head injury. That was pretty severe. Goes all the way down to the I don't know what the hood of the eye, right? Now this is cleaned up, stitched up, and we can tell that this is pretty bad. So we all watch this. Oh, still bruising. Oh, and then her lip. Let me go back. So whatever happened to her lip, you can still see the injury to the top lip, right? But at this point, nobody really understands what we're looking at. Hold on. So then he comes out and he does a public statement. But before we get to the public statement, let me show you the receipts. How did we get to the public statement? Let's talk about it. After she posts her video, according to my sources, June 6th, V-103 and Big Tigger are pressuring her to change her, to say something and to deny any allegations of abuse. Y'all, this is a very sensitive topic. So if you're sensitive, I'm going to ask you just to kind of check in and out as you need to. So here is the alleged exchange. Right here, if you can see here, she's showing a part of what she wrote, right? And basically, is this one better? I like this one better. This is what he appeared to have screenshotted to her. He's talking to someone, PR or HR, allegedly, at V-103. He's saying thank you. They respond, anything for you, fam, anytime. The biggest thing is she has to retract and apologize ASAP. She needs to make it clear that she was highly emotional and those posts were done out of blind passion, not facts. Share deep regret for making untrue accusations. V-103, you need your ass whooped. And let me say allegedly. To instruct, to lay out a template of what a victim should say so that he keeps his job? No, you have to stay neutral. You have to allow HR to do their own independent investigation. You do not get involved ever. That could be a multi-million-dollar lawsuit. Mental anguish. So then, let's go. There's a lot of people that disagree with what's happening behind the scenes, which is how we got here today. Give me 1 second. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Let me pull up the next text. Not that one. Hold on. There's another one I want you to see. Give me 1 second. So then you can see him instructing her on who to send it to. Here we go. So I showed you this one of his separate conversation, which is what appears to be with whomever this is at V-103, telling him exactly what she needs to say to protect him, y'all, not her. That's why he did that arrogant ass public response, unequivocally deny, because they had it sealed, locked down. You see that? So they're looking and she's practicing. And then this is him. She's saying, is this okay? He says, send it to Rick Caffey, Paul Diaz, and CC me. She said, what email? He gives her the email in this text exchange. He said, thank you. Let me know when you send it, please, or let me know when it's sent. I'll be home soon. Baby, if that ain't cold-hearted, I don't know what is. So it gets a little bit deeper, right? Oh, it ain't over. So this is the email that she sent to HR. Right here. Or Paul and Rick. Hold on. Can y'all see this? Oh, it won't let me put it on there. Let me see if it'll let me put it on. Oh, it won't let me put it on there. We can do it another way. Hold on. Let me see if I can go another route to show you the email that was sent to V-103. Now, from the outside looking in, if you're just me and you, we always say, well, she did that on her own. They told her what to do, who to send it, what it needed to say. Y'all, this is absolutely disgusting. Here we go. Here we go. Hold on. Let me see if I can put it on the screen. If not, I'll try to share it from a different screen. We're going to try one more time. There you go. We got it. Hold on. There we go. We got it. Can y'all see it? Whew. This is the email that they had her, V-103 and Big Tigger had her to send. And it says, to whom it may concern. I am writing regarding recent media reports and online discussions involving my husband, Darion Big Tigger Morgan, and allegations that he physically abused me. I want to state clearly and unequivocally that my husband is not an abuser and has never physically abused me. During an emotional, remember they told her she has to say she was emotional. During an emotional and deeply personal disagreement, I made the decision to release a video and related information while I was hurt and upset. In doing so, I did not fully consider how the content could be interpreted by others. Unfortunately, the release of that material has contributed to a false narrative that my husband intentionally harmed me or engaged in domestic abuse. That is not true. Remember, they said she has to deny it. So she doesn't. While people have drawn their own conclusions, those conclusions do not accurately reflect my position or my experience. I sincerely apologize for any confusion, concern, or disruption the situation may have caused for your organization and the impact that the public speculation has had on my husband's reputation. Y'all, they don't give a fuck about her. Like Neanderthals, they don't give a fuck about her face, her disfigurement. We want you to make him look good and make us look good. The email continues to say, I regret that my actions contributed to misunderstandings that have now taken on a life of their own. This is a private marital matter that my husband and I are working through together. I respectfully ask that my statement be considered when evaluating the allegations currently circulating in the media and online. I am also working with an attorney to address the media and make it clear that my husband is not an abuser. Thank you for your time and consideration. Sincerely, Alicia Brown. Alicia Brown, you better than me. You better than me. Because it's very clear he don't give a fuck about you, and neither do they. But hey, I get it. They said you do not judge domestic violence victims because it takes like multiple times or cycles and or attempts for them to leave. And the fact that you, V-103, would expect her to issue a fucking statement after seeing that video that is just horrible. You should have never gotten involved in that. So watch this. I also got this. Hold on. So then, let me see if I can find it. I hope I have it. Yeah, it looks like I do. Well, do I? Hold on, you guys. Let me see what this is. So then, there's another document. This is a big mess. And I'm not sure how this is going to. Okay, here we go. So she does that for them, being instructed by them, Big Tigger and V-103, in abuse of power. Here we go. So then after she does it, he takes to the airwaves, beating his chest, and says this.
Good morning, Atlanta. I'm extremely privileged to be here this morning, back at work. Over the past several days, there's been significant public discussion and speculation regarding my personal life. I understand this can happen being a public person. I've been doing radio now 32 years and television for 29. I appreciate, first and foremost, the support and concern that so many people have shown. I want to say categorically, these allegations and accusations that have been circulating about me are false, untrue, not happening, didn't happen. Additionally, it's important to clarify that Francesca and I have never been anything more than friends and respected colleagues. I'd like to apologize to you, Francesca, for the impact of these last few days or this last week. I hope you accept my apology. Out of respect for everyone involved, I ask for grace, privacy, and restraint as my family navigates this difficult moment. For more than 30 years, I've had the privilege of serving this in many communities through music, entertainment, and connection. I remain grateful for the trust so many of you have placed in me throughout that journey, and I intend to continue living and leading in that manner worthy of that trust. And to all the people who have either quietly or loudly stood up and stood 10 toes for me, I appreciate it. For the people who have reached out to check on me, I appreciate you. No name dropping necessary. You know who you are. Good morning, Atlanta. I'm extremely privileged to be here this morning, back at work.
I'm amazed in some ways that how people can do things and tell the world and make themselves believe that they didn't do it. He would have been better off not just saying anything. But when you couple the video, everything we're seeing, the medical report, the police affidavit, and then this performance, it's not good. Like, what the hell? Like, that, you have to have a level of arrogance. And I guess I would too if I was able to coerce somebody or pressure somebody. Hey, you need to deny that. You need to deny that. And he thanked everybody, y'all. He was giving shouts out. Stood in the gap for another woman, his co-host. Apologized to her. But the woman who's left disfigured, I guess F her. She'll figure it out. I got what I need. Shit, I made her ass write that letter. I don't know. You said, do you all hear a smirk in his? I don't know. Let me play a little bit, and then we're gonna move on.
Over the past several days, there's been significant public discussion and speculation regarding my personal life. I understand this can happen being a public person. I've been doing radio now 32 years. And
I can't even listen to this, to be honest with you. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. I can't. But I will share this. So I guess what I'm being told by some of the sources is that before she got to the final version, they were asking her to change it several times. No, take this out, say this, whether it was him or him talking to V-103. And I believe at some point she may have gotten frustrated at the backlash of saving the day for him, because now we have this other document that came into play right here real quick. I'm not going to read everything. Let me see if I have it. Some of these documents are long, honey. See if I have it. And if I don't, I won't read it, yeah. Oh, I think I have it. Let's see. Right here. This document was shared with me. That there was a demand for preservation of evidence, public apology, and pre-litigation resolution. And this was addressed to HR, Human Resources of V-103 in the legal department. It says, "Dear counsel, I am writing regarding Odyssey's handling of the events surrounding the severe facial injuries I sustained while your employee, Darion Big Tigger Morgan, remained employed by Odyssey. Within days of my release from the hospital, I personally appeared at the V-103 station while my injuries were plainly visible. Odyssey was fully aware of my condition." Odyssey is, I guess V-103 is owned by Odyssey, right? Soon thereafter, members of the public began commenting on V-103's social media pages after recognizing me at the hospital and questioning why your employee was on the air while I was receiving emergency medical treatment. Oh, rather than allowing those concerns to remain visible, those comments were removed or hidden from the public. More troubling, I was asked to provide a written statement stating that my husband did not abuse me, and to make a public statement regarding my injuries because I understood that these statements were necessary. Oh my God, for him to remain employed. As the injured spouse, I found myself in an impossible position: either remain silent and risk the financial stability of my household, or make public statements about the deeply personal and traumatic events while I was still recovering physically and emotionally. No victim should ever feel the economic well-being of their family depends upon making statements to protect the employment of the person involved in the incident. In my view, Odyssey placed me in that position, rather than prioritizing my recovery and allowing the facts to be addressed through the appropriate legal process. I believe the company's actions shifted the burden onto me to help preserve the employment of one of the highest profile personalities. Oh my God. I'm going to stop there. Y'all can do your own research, baby. I'm going to stop there. You can do your own research. V-103, you may have just landed yourself a lawsuit by getting involved in that. You allow law enforcement to handle that. You don't ever fucking make personal phone calls. We see athletes go to jail for domestic violence. We see them get charged with drunk driving, crashing, taking lives. You never see the NFL get involved and try to coach these women to recant their statements and say, come on, even with Stephon Diggs, the only thing that they did was push his court date, help and asked the courts to push the court date back. They never accused the chef of lying. They never got involved with that. They never communicated personally, directly and or indirectly. They said, you know what? We're not in it. We do need them for Super Bowl, but we're not touching that thing. We're not touching that. And you touched that thing, allegedly. Right? Whew. Hold on. Let me see what else we got. So then, let me see what else we got. Hold on. Let me see how much I feel comfortable sharing. So then we have the protective order, which is public. We have the protective order that's in place. Here's the protective order. That the victim was granted. Uh-oh, right here. And if you look at that, that is the protective order issued by the court. I do believe it was awarded on June 24th, right? So the protective order states that it's a family violence ex parte protective order. It was issued June 24th. We're talking about 3 days ago. The petitioner having prayed pursuant to OCGA, right, 1913-1, that a protective order be issued and alleged that the respondent has committed acts of family violence and that the petitioner is in reasonable fear of the petitioner's safety and the safety of the petitioner's children, and it appearing to the court that probable cause exists that family violence has occurred in the past. In the past and may occur in the future. It is hereby ordered and adjudged that these proceedings be filed in the office of the clerk of this case. That county throughout the state, and it shall be the duty of every court and every law enforcement official to enforce and carry out the provision of this order, right? And that a copy of this order be given to law enforcement and the respondent be served with a copy of this order and petition for temporary protective order. Now, so if you read the protective order, I guess he was locked. Don't guess, girl, just say what you see. Here it is, y'all. Let me just show you the second part of the protective order. I guess he had turned off. Not only did the man assault the woman, but to add insult to injury, according to this document, it insinuates he cut off all the power. Video surveillance, locked the gates. I guess they live in a gated community. And that she had no power, no control, no nothing. And there's kids in the house. Y'all, if that is not psychological torment, I don't know what. My face is cracked wide open. Now you killed the power. You cut off all video surveillance. I don't know who's coming and going. You have access to the gates and the controls. If I leave, I'm locked out. Because, everything's digital now. I don't like all that digital crap. I don't even like the digital the washing machines without the agitator. Listen, so if she leaves, she's probably locked out. With those coded doors, you can change the codes on people. You can open the door, hell, even if you think you locked it. Hell, you can control it, right? Ain't no safety. So the court had to say, hey, dude, listen, we're not going to play that freaking game with you. We're not going to do that. You're going to hand over all video surveillance. You're going to restore power utilities. We're not going to do this. This is not a concentration camp. And you're going to act like you got some damn sense until the court hearing. Oh, you said he was trying to keep her trapped so she couldn't speak. Phones would go dead. Yes. No call for help, no nothing. Baby, listen, I would have been scared like a mother. You hear me? I'm in a house, you cut off power. I can't see who you're giving access to. Oh, whoa. Hold on. So it says the respondent is hereby enjoined. Hold on, let me see if I can turn it. From doing, is hereby enjoined and restrained from doing or attempting to do or threatening to do any act of injury, maltreating, molesting, following, harassing, harming, or abusing the petitioner and or minor children in any way. Respondent is not to interfere with petitioner's travel, transportation, or communication. Respondent shall not follow, place under surveillance, or contact a petitioner at any place of the petitioner for the purpose of harassing and or intimidating the petitioner. So it sounds like they may have been aware that they were coercing her to write letters and instructing her what to say. That's a form of intimidation. That's a form of harassment. It goes on to say that the respondent is enjoined and restrained from doing or threatening to do any act of injury, maltreating, molesting, harming, or abusing the petitioner's family or household or any household pet or either party referenced in the petition. Respondent is further enjoined or restrained from taking, transferring, encumbering, hiding, or concealing any such household pets. That this court determined that it had jurisdiction over the parties and that the subject matter under the laws of the state of Georgia, and the court ordered that the respondent be given reasonable notice and opportunity to be heard sufficient to protect the respondent's due process right. This order shall be presumed valid and pursuant to 18 U.S.C. 2265A shall be accorded full faith and credit by any other state or local jurisdiction and shall be enforced as if an order of the enforcing state or jurisdiction. Okay. Until further notice by the court, the petitioner is awarded sole and exclusive use of the family residence, and it lists the family residence. Respondent is ordered to leave the family residence immediately. And law enforcement, either sheriff or the police department, is ordered to assist the petitioner in returning to the family residence and the removal of the respondent. Respondent is immediately to surrender to law enforcement, either sheriff or the police department, all and any keys, garage door openers, and other security devices to the family residence. And law enforcement is to ensure that these are given to the petitioner. The respondent is ordered to provide suitable alternate housing for petitioner and or petitioner's children by, and they haven't done that. They haven't made a ruling on that. Petitioner's address is ordered to be kept confidential. So it sounds like, I don't know. I have a question. Were you letting people in and out? Y'all, is this not a lot? Is this not a lot? And we will go any lengths, and y'all know this, in the Black community, we gonna protect these men. Even if they did it. You see, V-103 said, hey, she needs to say A, B, C, D, allegedly. Allegedly. This is crazy. Like, we live in a dog eat dog world. This is like, for me, to be honest with you, I wouldn't have had anything to say if I was Francesca. I wouldn't have. If I knew one of my coworkers assaulted his wife, whether I was involved with him or not, I ain't saying shit. If your wife caught you texting me, even if it's a misunderstanding, I'ma chill. Just based on the domestic violence of it all, I'ma chill. I don't even want to be insensitive to that. But it seems like there's this cesspool of arrogance. And it could happen to anybody. That's the crazy part. And nobody cares. Let's listen to what Francesca had to say.
week has been the most challenging moment of my personal and my professional life. Throughout my 16-year career, I've worked tirelessly to build a reputation that is rooted in professionalism, integrity, and respect. And, despite these last few days, those values remain unchanged for me. I would like to reiterate that I have never, nor will I ever, have an affair with anyone in a relationship or marriage.
It's crazy because now that we know he said, I unequivocally did not do it. And we know he did. And I'm not saying you did or you didn't, girl. But somebody in the comments say, why she do this? This was so theatrical. Girl, please. I thought I was about to hear some Maya Angelou the way she was reading that speech. I think you probably should have sat it all out. Professionalism speaks for itself. It doesn't need to speak. But I mean, who am I?
My mother and father, who are listening right now in Ellenwood, have been married for 42 years. And I will always value such a bond, Mom. And
you lying, girl. Because, girl, you said I want to meet you for a drink, allegedly. You don't meet married men for drink without their wives. Girl, you already know what that can lead to because your mom and your father have been married for 40 years. Ain't no fucking way you would approve of Miss Janice or Miss Shirley meeting with your daddy for a drink.
Mom and Dad, thank you for showing me that. As difficult as this experience has been on myself and my reputation, this week has been the most challenging moment of my personal and my professional life. Throughout my 16-year
Okay, child.
It's been difficult also on my family and my friends.
I'm not going to listen to all this now. You did tell a man you want to meet for a drink. You did say that now. Allegedly. Let me say allegedly. We saw the text. Hey, I miss you, babe. Don't be calling my husband babe. I'm just saying. I'm just, listen. You said I believe her. I'm not saying she's lying, but if you're going to be professional, if you're going to tote that line, then you tote that line of being professional. Ain't no babe, no honey, no sweetie, no pie. If the whole office ain't going to happy hour, then me and you ain't going to happy hour because I'm a professional for 16 years. Mama, daddy married for 40 years. That's all I'm saying. You said, Queen, please go to this court hearing, girl. The text messages will be exposed. That tune will change, I'm sure. What tune? Oh, her? Oh. Well, why would they read her text messages in this type of case? What you say? Don't be calling my husband, babe, Miss Professional. Look, either you're going to be professional or you're going to be unprofessional. But you can't be a professional calling my husband, babe, and we're going to meet for drinks. Yes, they do. You said V-103 don't they? Listen. Hold on. Where was that comment at? Vaughn says V-103 got some cleaning up to do, baby. Monday morning. V-103 Monday. Look, you should have never gotten yourself involved. You crossed the line. You owe the victim an apology, to be honest with you. Because you said, I think Young Jock said, listen, what standard are you going to set, V-103? And it really chaps my hide because I covered the Carmelo Anthony case and I felt like he received an unfair trial. And when I see Black folks given unfairness in situations against other Black folks, you ain't no different to me. You ain't no different. So how can we say Carmelo and white folks did this and we got Black people doing it against Black people or people of color doing it? Just tell her to write this. We don't see her as a victim. We don't see her as a victim. Shit, let's protect him. We said that Austin Metcalf should have never put his damn hands on Carmelo Anthony. Does that apply across the board? And what if you have corporations getting involved saying, can you get her to write a statement to say she was passionate? And then they weaponized her gender assignment against her. say that she was emotional and passionate, I would sue the pants off of you for gender bias, mental anguish, emotional distress, psychological torment. You ask me to sacrifice myself to save him because he is a fan favorite. Ain't no fucking way. Ain't no way. You ask me to throw myself on the sword for him. You are responsible. V-103. You are to never coach, ever get your hands dirty. This is horrible. That's all I'm saying. Thank you at the real Toddington. You get what I'm saying? Now, this makes me question, have you done this before? Because it was just too smooth. You knew the language. You knew how to do it. This is what it has to say. This is like, oh my God. You say they're going to, well, to me, that's a good point. You said, Queen, you know, they're going to protect their money, man. But you just, so here's the thing. It's probably the most expensive mistake ever. Because it's negligence. You're going to spend more money paying the victim than just staying neutral. You should have suspended him with pay until further investigation. And here's another thing. That's what you get as a radio station for putting all your eggs in one basket. How come you didn't have a backup host like the Breakfast Club had when Jess Hilarious went on maternity leave? How come you didn't have an intern, somebody that you were fast tracking that could just step in? That's all I'm saying. How come as a corporation you haven't evolved beyond Big Tigger? You can't tell me he's the only syndicated personality in Atlanta that could have filled that seat. You can't tell me you couldn't have pulled like a young jock or somebody else, a college student, somebody else from one of these podcasts to just, hey, can you cover a morning segment? So guess what? You shot yourself in the foot because it is time for change. You don't ever have a skeleton crew where one man dictates the entire culture of the corporation. It's professional suicide. That's all I'm saying. What are y'all's thoughts? Do y'all want in on this conversation? Should I open up the lines or just, I love topics like this because we really get to see the ugly side of corporate America. We really get to see how people misabuse and misuse the power, allegedly. We really get to see the shit show behind the scenes and the biases and the prejudice, the inequities. And we accuse white people of doing it every day. Niggas do it every day, all day to protect other niggas. And it don't have to be a woman. Some men have probably lost their job. You said Frank Ski. Hold on, let me see. What that say? Oh, well, that's still old school. You get what I'm saying? Like Frank Ski. And I'm sure you do a wonderful job, but that's how you get yourself in trouble. I would have me some new talent ready to go, playing co-host to Frank Ski. It wouldn't just be no one-on-one no more, because you learn from your mistakes as you're evolving. That tells me you don't have the right people at the table. That tells me this is a very outdated, antiquated system. This tells me this is a male-dominated atmosphere. That's all I'm saying. I would never, if I were V-103, after you pay this victim out, if she sues y'all, I would never go one-on-one no more. We co-hosting the hell out of this. And I got a co-host to the co-host. We don't need to see her neither. Caution me. Get somebody that we ain't heard of, but that's talented. Thank you. Always be ready for the unexpected. And you got caught with your pants down. Big Tigger. Big Tigger. V-103. Man, every day. Almost every day. Well, at least 5 days a week. Let me not lie. Let me not say every day. I be asking God, don't let me lose myself to myself. Don't give me over to myself. Don't ever let me become so sure of myself that I quit checking in. Charge my heart so that I don't become numb or blinded by what I perceive to be success. Always let me carry the heart of a servant. Check me step by step. Keep me in a position that I'm always dependent on you. I'm going to open up the lines. There we go. Now look, y'all got 60 seconds because some of y'all can go. Let me pin it to the chat. Hold on. If you have thoughts on this, I don't want to hear nothing except this topic that we're focusing on. That's it. That's all. Let's see if anybody has any thoughts on this from a public perspective. But in the meantime, let me tell y'all what I said I was going to do tonight while we see if anybody wants to call in. You say you got 10 seconds. That's an interesting, well, I mean, abuse is abuse. The law is the law. This is aggravated battery. That's like a felony in Georgia. All right. So let me go to my first caller. Give me 1 second. Let me go to my first caller. Y'all got 60 seconds. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hershey 85. Welcome, Hershey, to today's conversation. What's your thoughts?
I just have a question. I was wondering, would a woman co-host, if she was charged with DV, would the station protect her as much as they protected him? Because I don't think women in dominant roles like that will get that much protection. I think they would throw her under the bus. So I'm wondering if a woman would have been charged with this, what would have been the playbook? That's my interesting question about it. Curious question.
That's a really good question. If I had to guess, she would have been gone by Monday morning.
That's my guess too. Like automatic termination or at least suspension, not protection. Right. I believe they would have had her on unpaid leave and probably replace her, like you said, like how Jess Hilarious went on paternity leave. They had someone there to sit with her. I don't understand how women can be in such harm's way and these men get protected. This is the reason why a lot of women are choosing the bear at this point, because we can't get protected in personal, professional, or anything. If you really think about it, even the woman that is being alleged, the one that's having the affair with him, she having to come out here clear her name when she really shouldn't have to say anything. It's always a woman is just it's just a woman always being put on Front Street or being put on in the bus. And if something went down the same way, I don't think she would be getting protected at all. So that's all I have to say.
All right. Thank you, Hershey. Let's go to Ron's Amazon. Ron's also, y'all, not just today's topic, but what are your thoughts about a corporation getting involved in such a very, very serious situation? Ron's Amazon, what are your thoughts on today's topic?
Hey, Queen. I I feel that V-103, they have a big culpability and responsibility in how this all played out by not shutting it down, because I think that I heard earlier in the discussion that a couple days after this assault, she walked into the station. So when she looks as bad as she looks right now, a month later, when she posted the video, she had to have looked 10 times worse immediately following the assault. And a couple days after the assault, she walked into V-103. She walked into the station. Everybody in the station saw this woman's face just gashed up like this. And from that moment on, his employer had a responsibility. They can't say, well, we didn't know. We didn't suspect. Corporations have a responsibility for domestic violence that's going on and being perpetrated by their employees. They have a responsibility to do something about it if they know an employee is committing acts of violence, and because that's criminal. And so you can't sit up here and employ a criminal and let him just la-da walk around the place and act like he's the biggest thing walking and talking. Now, this guy has a responsibility to his wife, his corporation, and his community because he's a public figure. But when you get corporations getting involved and starting to cover up things and say, well, get her to walk it back, get her to take it back, make her say this, make her say that, you're giving that person even more power. And you're letting them know that they're above the law, they're above everything. And celebrities often feel like they're above it all, they're above everything. Nobody can hold me to account. I'm too big, I'm too great for you to do anything to me. And that's how they start getting away with all kinds of nonsense. And it eventually will lead to this woman getting killed. And thank God she had video proof, because if the video hadn't come out, at first I didn't believe her because I never heard a word about Tigger being a bad guy and doing these bad things in all his years on radio and public persona. I never heard a bad thing about him. And if I wouldn't have seen it with my own eyes, I probably would not have believed this woman. So thank God she had video proof. But it would have been covered up so easy. And the radio just went lockstep with Tigger and cover it up just like that. And we ain't gonna say nothing, let's move on. And it was just too easy. It was just too easy to smooth it over and cover it over. And I think that's what we as the public should be uncomfortable with, how easy it is for these celebrities to cover up their dirty deeds and their bad doings because of money. And I think that if we start making it more uncomfortable for them just because they're beloved or just because they are a darling, in people's eyes, stop making it so easy for them to get away with stuff, and they won't keep doing so many things.
I agree. Let me ask you something real quick. Were you the lady that did the the party in the chat with me a few weeks ago?
I might be. I don't know.
And you came up and talked with me, and we had
Yeah, we were talking about moonshine.
Yeah,
that's me. Yeah,
it makes a lot of sense. I think the radio station. I think you failed. I think you failed all the way around. I think it should take more than 3-4 days. I think even if you weren't sure, you don't get involved. Listen, leave. On leave, light duty. Hell, police do it all the time. They take their asses out the patrol squad and put them at the desk and let them eat donuts. He could have been there, but not on the airwaves and coaching up a younger version of Tigger or another woman, another person that could have stepped. I think you dropped the ball. I think you failed to take it serious. I think you showed that you turned a blind eye to a crime that was committed. This is not a civil suit. And I think you probably should have taken a stance until further investigation, period. But the fact that you went full speed ahead and you plowed through, it's negligence. It's disgusting. It says a lot about you, Odyssey.
It is. And the moment she walked into that station and you saw her all beaten up like that, you had a obligation to this woman to say, come here, sit down. What happened to you? Who
No,
did
they
this
can't
to you?
talk to her about that though. They can't get involved. No involvement means no involved. You mean you talking about V-103 or the police station?
V-103. V-103.
They can't get involved. No involvement means no involvement. You get what
But
I'm
if
saying?
she wouldn't have come there, she came there and walked into the station. The
Mhm.
bigwigs and the higher ups at the station saw this woman beaten up. You mean to tell me nobody had the conscience enough to say, "Hey, what happened to you? Who did this to you?
Well, they
Come
can't
here.
ask those
Sit down."
questions legally. They cannot. That's why I'm saying they dropped the ball by getting involved, allegedly, and instructing and coaching him on what to tell her to say. They have to take a neutral approach. They have to direct her to the right chain of command where she can file her report. But they are at no time to say what happened. All they can do is accept a report. They can't be chummy with him. They can't be chummy with her. Does that make sense?
Yeah, well, if they were gonna stay neutral, then they should have stayed neutral. But they didn't.
They did.
They
I
didn't.
agree.
They coached
Hold on.
him and they told him exactly what to tell her to say. And he sat there and made her sit at that computer and he stood over her shoulder with his arms
Allegedly.
folded
Now you
and
don't
said,
know that part.
"No."
Now you don't know that.
He stood over her shoulder with his arms folded and said, "No, don't type that. Hit delete. Put this instead." He
The
typed
real
that whole statement, not her.
our best interest, he probably want to take care of. I don't know. I just know that they dropped the ball as a corporation and they've put themselves on the front line to be legally liable in some aspect, if that makes any sense. Thank you, Von
Yeah,
Bon. They never got involved. And now
yeah,
they owe her an apology.
they do. They do. Because she was not lying. She was not emotional. I
And
mean,
here
why do women have to have their emotions used against them all the
they
time?
and the instructions, it said, say I was emotional, a passion. And her apology from the email exchange, from whatever they shared, she outlined it just exactly as they told her to.
Exactly, to the T. And let me ask you something, Queen. Now, Black women, we're always having our emotional, and we're always viewed as angry and emotional. Now, let me ask you something. Do you think that V-103 would have got involved and give all the instructions if it was a white woman who come in with her face beat up like some chopped meat?
If it was
Do
a
you
white
think?
woman, they would have dispatched the police and had his black ass in jail. He wouldn't have been able
Thank
to say
you.
he lying. Hold on, let me go. He would have
Thank
been in
you.
jail. They would have.
Thank
Hold on.
you.
Hold on. Let me see what this other caller got. Stay here with me, Bronze. Go on mute.
Okay.
Let's go to Yosha. Hey, Yosha.
Hey y'all, can you hear me?
Yeah, what you got, Yosha? What are
I,
your thoughts on the corporation, the charges, everything?
well, I'm agreeing with you, but I had one question. Do you think that's why she posted that video and didn't actually say he done it to her? Because she kind of like said that it wasn't, like put it out there, but not actually saying anything.
I think if I had to use my spidey senses, I don't know because
Okay.
I'm in her head, but let me just do the best I can. So I have to use. So if this happened in May, right? May
Mm-hmm.
9th, May 8th, whatever is being reported on the police report, and she posted her video June 6th or 7th, right?
Right.
And I'm like, okay, so that's a month. What's
Right.
going on between that time and that time? Okay, probably if something happened, either I'm crumbling under pressure,
Uh-huh.
something's going on, I'm crying out for support. Like if my face and I'm disfigured, right, and I can't
Right.
tell anybody, it's almost like after a while, if you think about psychological warfare and the stress that it has on your body, you just
Mm-hmm.
burst like a balloon. Bronze, you need to mute. So you burst like a balloon. I probably it was a cry for help.
Right. And see, coming from someone that was in an abusive relationship in the past, and I can't imagine being in her shoes because you're messing with somebody that's such a well-known person. You know what I mean? And I just figured like, order for her to try to get that help or really get something started. That's why she posted that video, but actually didn't say my husband did this to me. You know what I mean?
I do. I do. And I never like I said, I never heard of Big Tigger, or
Right.
maybe it never registered with me.
Right.
I didn't know who Alicia, I don't know any of these people, but it came through and I was like, oh, let me just talk about it. I didn't think anybody was going to be interested.
Well,
But
I
I
don't know. Like I just remember him being on the music shows and stuff like that from years, but didn't know him really personally. I didn't really hear a lot about him a lot about him too much. So
okay. Okay. What are your
yeah.
thoughts though, on everything? What are your thoughts?
I agree with you that I think that the company really did wrong in this situation. They should have just stayed out of it and let everything kind of weigh itself out through the court system. I also believe that the police department was wrong, not acknowledging her. I think the hospital did a good job, as in, taking things in their own hands. Something don't sound right, don't look right. We need to do something about it. But I think it's definitely will play off. I think he's more concerned about his character than anything. But when when you do things like this is the outcome. You know what I mean? So
All right. Well,
I just
thank you.
wish her well. You're
Thank
welcome. Thank you. Y'all have a good day.
you too.
Bye bye.
We're on Amazon. Let me ask anybody else. Does anybody else have any thoughts? If not, we've been on for like 90 minutes. We can go ahead and wrap up. But let me see if anybody else give their thoughts. Y'all, it's not an echo chamber. It's no right or wrong. It's just your personal thoughts regarding law enforcement, how they handled the situation. Also, somebody said, can we talk about Queen Sheba? Can we talk about, and I don't want to I don't want to go too deep now. Ames said we need to sit back and think about how we handle domestic violence in our community. Our children carry long psychological and emotional harm over a lifetime, if counseling is not ordered. I would probably make V-103 put my damn kids in counseling. You gonna pay for my kids to go to counseling. You gonna pay for me to go to counseling. Because the brain fuck, the mind fuck that you just did on me to save the day. That is just crazy. You just gave me like Black women are always being charged with saving the day, even if they are the victims. It's a lot I can say, things, but I don't even want to go that deep today, to be honest with you. Bronze, you're on. Okay, you said, do they handle it different in the West versus other areas? What do you mean? Toddington. Oh, you wonder if Rudy saw this side of Tigger. How long did Rudy date Tigger? Rudy don't have a good picker, if you ask me, because then she dated Ed Hartwell. Was it Hartwell?
Yeah, and married him.
Child, that was a mess. But I ain't no telling, because Rudy move on and go on about her business. I wouldn't give a damn.
Think he put hands on Rudy. I don't think he put hands on Rudy. I think he know which one to put hands on. He put hands on the ones that's powerless and the ones who got a shaky past, who can't do nothing to him, who can't come at him, and that's unprotected. Because Rudy had backup and protecting behind her. She will always be a Cosby kid, and that will always have gravitas in that industry. But this woman, his wife, she ain't protected in that industry at all. And that's why he felt so free to put hands on her and jack her up like that over a simple phone call. What else was in that phone that you didn't want that woman to see?
Oh, girl, let's go on. Hold on.
It must have been some bombs in there.
Listen, now when y'all come up, y'all say 5 seconds and drop down. Whoever the caller is, come back. I'm gonna bring you into the show. You said that lady is crazy. All her men couldn't be the problem. Ain't no man speaking out against her but one. I wouldn't give a damn if she was insane. You don't get to put your hands on her. And y'all got to stop doing that, Black women. Some of y'all got an appetite for violence. And because you don't like somebody or they're not your cup of tea, you feel like anything could happen to them. No. Y'all got to ask God to do something, because a lot of y'all have become hardened. It don't matter. Hell, I'm crazy. Don't let nobody put their hands. We are all crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure a nigga, listen, let me put this back on here. You said that lady, let me go back on. I'm sure there is a man that you have dated. Say, Latasha Brown, shit, she crazy than a mother. Latasha Brown, what? Shit, Latasha Brown, shit. So, and
There's victims in the psych ward. That don't mean that the psych ward employees get to beat them up because they're crazy.
okay, let me go to Butterfly Sugar. Mute up for me, Bronze. Butterfly, welcome.
Hey, Queen. Hey, Palace. I was just calling in to piggyback on the whole Tigger and Rudy thing. When they broke up, they both broke up very quickly, and it wasn't even. It was less than 6 months later is when she married Ed. Neither one of them ever spoke about the breakup. There was
Mm,
always speculation that their relationship was a little volatile, but neither one of them ever admitted or denied those rumors. So I always gave that man the side eye. And there was always rumors that he was bisexual and keeping
mm,
it in the closet, allegedly.
mm. Now I'm gonna say something. Sources are showing me all kind of stuff, but I didn't. That's not what we talking about today. So I ain't want
Right.
to do that. So I can show a lot, but I try to. I'm probably one of the few bloggers, content creators that will keep it clean, but the receipts be received.
Yes, ma'am. But no matter what mental state his wife is in, nobody deserves to beat up. Nobody deserves to be disfigured. And men and women need to keep their hands to themselves. Have a little bit more self control.
I agree. Thank
That's
you,
all I
Butterfly.
wanted to say. I hope you have a good evening, Queen.
I am, girl. I'm gonna fry some fish tonight, and I make homemade tartar sauce. So yes, I'm gonna have a good evening.
Hey, eat well.
All right,
Good
all
night.
right, okay, all right. That's Butterfly. Y'all, Butterfly calls in every now and then. I love her voice, by the way. Okay, so I want to attack this. Shirley says he grabbed her to retrieve his phone, which is his property. That's fine. I don't think it's, but listen, let me tell you something about the Black community. We have become so immune to volatile and violence that we think we get to respond physically. I'm sorry. That is a automatic default for us. That is a factory default for us. When we reset to factory settings, we going to push, punch, curse. We're very volatile. We're very impatient. We're very highly emotional. And we say, I can do what I want, when I want, how I want. You touch my phone, I'm going to tackle you. You going to jail. You going to jail. If I fucking pick up my husband's phone, that's our property. This is not a woman that came in to give him a massage. That is his wife. We have been so conditioned, we don't even see that she's a wife. I'll touch any fucking thing I want to touch in this house and tackle me. Do you see how crazy we sound? Do you see how you become, not you personally, Shirley, but do you see the level of abnormality, disillusion, delusion, toxicity, dysfunction that a wife can't touch something in her house? I'll touch my kid's phone. I'll touch the dog bowl. I'll touch whatever I want to touch in this house. And you should be able to if you're in a healthy marriage. You don't get to tackle your wife. It doesn't matter. That's his wife. Shirley, if I touch it, I'm touching it. Now, Shirley, I need you to come up here because you seem like you're going to be a good time. I'm going to drop the link for Shirley. Hold on. Shirley, you need to come up here. First of all, I need to know if you're married, Miss Shirley, or if you've ever been married, because that sounds like a very cold, disconnected household. If you are in a marriage and you guys have pledged forever and you can't touch a phone, or you going to get tackled? So after she touched the phone, he tackled her. He hurt her lip. She separated herself. She left, according to the police report, went down to the basement. He continued to escalate and follow her. Miss Shirley, you need to call in. Come on, Miss Shirley. I promise I'm going to be respectful. but I need to hear. Maybe I'm misunderstanding. Girl, they don't care, Nika. You said that food was that food was turning the electricity on and off. These women don't care. Girl, these women don't care. And what I'm saying, the ones that are tuned in, when women make up their mind that they don't like another woman, you can abuse her, do whatever you want. Miss Shirley, you gotta come on now. You offering some good stuff. It's gonna be a good conversation. I'm gonna let you talk because I want to hear you. He asked for his phone back. He got his phone back. You got to read the police report, Miss Shirley. Did you not hear me when I said he followed her to the basement after he got his phone back? He got his phone back. I wish the fuck I would be married forever. And that's why a lot of Black women, they said we have the most aggressive forms of cancer, breast cancer, and science.
Yes.
Doesn't know why. Because you house and you suppress and you live in these conditions that are harsh to your body, that are harsh to the mind, the body, the spirit. And you actually say, I do. And let a man tell you, don't fucking touch my phone in a marriage. And you said, I can't touch the phone. But in your head, you wonder, I wonder. I got the code. I can touch it. Do I touch it? No, I don't. Been with my husband, been married 9 years, together 11. He ain't never changed the code, and neither have I. He can take my phone, I can take his. Sometimes he'll go to the store and leave the phone. And I can have a field day if I wanted to. No need to. No need to. Y'all got to stop. And you got to factory reset and get out of that mindset of his and hers. We got to get back to a nuclear family unit. You have been tricked out of your spots. You let these niggas tell you they can't put no pictures of you. What we got is private. I got to protect it. Niggas got men all on their pages. You don't even know they married. Girl, I don't want nobody in my business. Why? Anything that's hidden is not important. I mean, I can go on and on and on and on and on, and you fall. Yeah, they were having problems. Go ahead.
I agree, Queen. Trauma lives in the body. It doesn't leave us. When Black girls and Black women in society are the most unprotected group. And so we get the most trauma visited on us. That's why we have the most cancers and aggressive cancers and the highest rate of this and the highest rate of that, because trauma does not leave the body. It sits in the body and exists and it lives. And so, yeah, we accept a lot of things that we shouldn't accept. And that man knew. Somebody mentioned before how he cut off the power. Yeah, he cut off the power. He cut off the cameras. He cut off the Wi-Fi. That's a man who is spiraling out of control. He knew that he was losing control over her and the situation and this marriage, and that she was spiraling because she was not going to tolerate this affair with this coworker. She wasn't going to tolerate this. And so he knew that it might be up with him and her behind this. And so he started spiraling. And he's holding her hostage, you know? So they talking about, why didn't she leave? Why didn't she this? And why didn't she that? Can't you see this man was taking actions to hold this woman hostage in the house? That's the type of control he was used to exerting over her. And he could not take losing that amount of control. And so he started going bananas on her because he felt the control slipping away.
And girl, it's summertime. Cut off that electricity and watch how hot it get in the house. And you got pets and animals and kids. Girl.
Yeah.
That's a medical emergency. But listen, Miss Shirley, I got you, Miss Shirley. You down for your man. Miss Shirley say his property, bottom line. Girl, ain't no such thing. When we married, this ours, Miss Shirley. Miss Shirley, you need to come up here, girl. And she was acting crazy and grabbed his phone. Miss Shirley, you need to stop. You need to stop it. Miss Shirley acting a damn fool in the chat, ain't she?
She's tripping. Like, I don't care if I acted crazy and wrap my doggone legs around your bald head. You're going to sit here and take it. And you're not going to put your hands on me because I am the woman up in here. I run. I'm the queen sitting on the throne in this house. So get out of here. There's no your property, my property, don't touch it. What are you talking about?
They do the same thing to Portia Williams, right? Portia has built herself up. Portia has grown. Portia is now
Yeah.
financially responsible. Simon has been deported. I still see women talking about that's his house. Okay. That's not his house. That's
No, it's
their
not.
home. And now it's her home. Hold on. That's her home. She pays the mortgage. So
Right.
I'm very disappointed sometimes in the take and viewpoint of women, but I love to hear them talk. I
Yeah,
love
that's
to hear them
ridiculous.
talk and how they view each other and how they disregard and disvalue and discard each other. You see what I'm saying? So the men
Yes.
have it easy when they want to cheat because there's too many women out there that disrespect other women, that don't see value in standing on business. One thing about men, and I say it a lot, if you watch Big Brother is a reality show on NBC, I do believe, and the women
Mhm.
can never successfully, they try year after year, hold a steady alliance, but the men can.
Right.
Women sell each other out. They go tell the man, well, she thinks I'm her friend, and they always give themselves over.
Absolutely.
Yes, but do you know
Absolutely.
why?
It's always one woman out of that group that runs over to the men
The other
and
women.
tells on all
Yes.
the rest of the women.
So Big Brother has a long running history of male winners that win $500,000 because the women cannot
Mhm.
form solid alliances. I don't care if men are gay, white,
Mhm.
black, brown, straight, English, non-English, rich, poor. Men have a code that they do not violate when it comes to
Right.
each other. Women will sell each other out, and they've been doing it since the beginning of time. And it goes back to the
True.
biblical days when they came to baby Moses. One woman claimed it was her baby, the other one said it's mine. The king said, you know what? Bring me the baby. I'll split the baby in half. One woman said, good, split it. The real mother
Mhm.
said, no, let her have it. That's how they determine this is the real mother. You have women that are
Mhm.
willing to split the baby. Split
Yes.
the baby. But listen, it's a curse though, because if you go back and read, is it Genesis? People talk about menstrual cramps. Oh, women are going to be cursed with menstrual cramps, and that's why we have cramps because Eve ate the apple. Nope, but he also said you will always desire your man, and that's why women betray each other over men. It's a curse. We'll never stick together. But I like the ones that do. You can ride with me all day, every day. Go ahead, Bronze.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. This is a classic case of women not coming together. And this woman who's sitting here, this co-host of Tickers on V-103, she's sitting up here trying to absolve herself and act like I'm Miss Innocent. I ain't got nothing to do with nothing. And don't come for me because I didn't stand for this. Oh, you are a part and parcel to it because you was sitting up here sending I miss you messages. I miss you. I miss the whole city that you in because you in that city. And so when you were trying to get a job and get Ticker to put you on, you was Blanche Devereaux. You know, you was Blanche Devereaux when you needed Ticker to give you a job. And now you try to act like you a saint. Like now you try to act like Mother Teresa. I could never. I would never, ever, ever. Girl, please.
Yeah, because you
You,
did, allegedly.
yes, you had your messy hands all in that woman's marriage, and you would have slept with Tigger if it took that. And maybe it did take that. You absolutely would slept with Tigger for that job, but Tigger secured you the job just like you wanted. And so now you sit in it. You sit in it too because you ain't gonna back your behind. You're not gonna back your whole behind out of this. You're not gonna back your whole behind out of this because you are all up in it. You are part of it too.
Well, her
You
contract is
part
up
of
in
it.
January. We'll see if they're going to renew. Mr. Mann says cheating is such a waste of time. Just got to be with who you want to be with. That's it. That's it. That's all. You get what I'm
Exactly.
saying, Mr. Mann? It's almost like, oh, I want a steak, right? Tonight I said I'm going to fry
Yeah.
some fish. Imagine me frying fish and leaving it there. Perfectly good food to go get something else to throw the fish away. That's a waste.
And I don't understand. People, it's called divorce. It's called divorce for a reason because things just don't work out sometimes. And most of the time, things don't work out. It's called a divorce. Just get a divorce. You ain't got to kill somebody. You ain't got to beat nobody into the dust. You don't have to play psychological games. Just get a
Shirley, hey,
divorce.
all respect. Shirley, you run a tight camp in your house. You run a tight camp. Hold on. Shirley, you got to come and describe like the furniture and everything. Shirley, you still got plastic on your sofas. No, I'm not trying to be funny,
Shirley,
but I am.
Shirley, you awfully brave in them comments, but you won't come up here to the discussion. Shirley won't
said,
come up to the discussion.
girl, I love my husband, but if I want to touch that phone, I'm touching that phone. Period. Period. And not only that, I'm not gonna touch it. I'm gonna ask him to hand it to me. See, that's psychological.
Yeah,
Hey, hand me your phone.
I believe that Shirley is a male-centered woman, and I think that's probably how she was raised. Maybe she's from the South, and she's male-centered because they're real male-centered down here.
Don't put that on the South. Miss Shirley, how old are you? Let me see. Hold on. Miss Shirley, how old are you? Miss Shirley said, no, ma'am. She's not coming up here. All right. Miss Shirley I think she a boomer.
Yeah.
I think Miss Shirley get up and go. She gonna be on church. She gonna be in tomorrow. They're gonna have eggs and bacon. She gonna get up early. She got a church outfit picked out. And that's Miss Shirley. I'm not trying to be funny. This is good. She's regimented. Okay. She gonna put her roast in the oven on 250. She's gonna do all that. And Miss Shirley run a tight ship. And Mr. Earl, or Robert Earl, her husband, he got a rocking chair, a lazy boy. Miss Shirley watch her stuff, Lifetime in her room. Mr. Robert Earl is in the living room when they come. They sit on the front row. They're long standing, what do you call it? At the church. They talk Shirley the man. No, she's not.
Miss Shirley, cut the chicken in half and put it in the crock pot overnight, and it'll be done by noon.
Miss Shirley, she know how to cook. She know how to make potato salad, all that. She know how to do all that. But she run a strict household. Very strict household. She got a lot of
she definitely don't touch her husband's phone, that's for sure.
And he better not touch yours. Now, Miss Shirley, let me find out you outside.
Oh.
Let me find out you got a little friend, Miss Shirley.
Now it's starting to make sense.
You see her glasses and her hair.
Oh, now it's starting to make sense.
Yes, honey. She a usher. She the lead usher.
Oh, it's starting to make sense now.
She the lead usher. She's
the
lead.
Yes. Somebody said, hello, Shirley. This is Barbara. The palace is crazy. The palace is crazy.
The doors until they open the doors. You're not coming in that church until pastor is done with the invitation.
Oh my God.
I'm done. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. That's all we got. We always end on the high note up here. If this is your first time to the channel, welcome. We hope you'll come back. That's all we do. We talk about real stuff. We cover a lot. But we come with the facts. Yeah. Miss Special K say, I am hollering. All right, Miss Shirley, girl, we'll see you next week. All right, y'all. And let me go ahead and
post. Thank you, Palace. Thank you, mods.
And listen, this is the hotline. If you or anybody you know is going through anything similar to today's conversation, please do not suffer in silence. Thank you, everybody. Have a good evening. Hold on. Here comes somebody. Hold on, Bronze.
Uh-oh.
Hold on. Okay, this person that just came up, you got to go out and come back in because your device is not connected. We're going to wait on you, girl. I was about to end the show. So okay. Now listen to me, to the person that just came in. Before you hit click enter studio, make sure your audio is already connected and your camera is on or off, whatever you feel comfortable with. We're going to wait on you. And yeah, and then we'll wrap up.
Girl, is it Shirley? That's all I need for you to make my evening. Is it Shirley?
Baby Shirley is giggling. Shirley, you had a good. She know we right. She now go make me a pound cake and quit playing with me, Shirley. I know you make a mean pound cake. Maybe pound cake or tea cakes. Miss Shirley, please make me a pound cake. Can't nobody make them no more like my grandma used to.
A lemon pound cake at that.
Rose, you got to go back out. It's still not connected. Click settings and then come back. We're going to wait on you. Miss Shirley, will you make me a pound cake?
We want a lemon pound cake, Miss Shirley.
Make a good 7-Up cake, or you say, or a lemon. Wanda laughing. Miss Shirley, I'm not, y'all, I'm dead ass serious. If that lady make me a pound cake, I'm damn sure gonna eat it.
It'll be bomb.
You said a lemon pound cake. I just want a little bit of ice, Miss Shirley, you know, because y'all be putting a lot of sugar in them cakes.
Mm.
Miss Shirley gonna make me some tea cakes or a pound cake. I bet she can fry some chicken. Shit.
Oh yeah, she can fry some chicken.
Oh yeah, she can fry some chicken. I'm going over there for the 4th of July. Miss Shirley, you coming back over here? All right, we're gonna wait on the next caller. If not, we out. You said that's why it's called a pound cake. It's a pound of ingredients. Okay. Let's see if this connects. Man, girl, your device. They say you got to connect your microphone and your camera. Don't leave. Just listen. Click settings. Click audio. Make sure it's connected. And then click settings. Click camera. Make sure it's connected. Just stay there and do it. If you do it right, it'll bring you on. But I can't even bring you in because none of your devices are connected. Thank you. Mama V says, I love how Queen Shiba can turn things around. That's what I do. I'm a product developer by day, content creator by night. I solve problems for a living, people.
Yeah, I always love your point of view. I like how well thought out and researched you are. Like, you're one of the best of the best of the best to do it on these YouTube streets. Because I don't get on no lives. I don't get on no lives. You are the only person whose live I've ever gotten on. Ever.
And we had a time, did we not?
Yes, we did. And now listen, Queen.
And you came up here?
Queen, let me tell you. Now, I missed the live where you was giving the instructions on the lemon drop because I was in my kitchen cooking. I was cooking me some chicken, and I had some kimchi. So I was making me some Korean chicken with some kimchi and some rice. And so I missed the lemon drop session. And so you took it down. I'm gonna need you to put the lemon drop session back up, ma'am.
No, ma'am. Somali, they want to know why I took that lemon drop video, y'all.
Yeah.
Y'all, I make the best lemon drops. When I teach you
how to put that video back up, ma'am.
Hold on, Bronze. When I teach you how to make a lemon drop at home, you'll never pay for another one in a bar, at a restaurant. But listen, like they said, Queen Shiba gonna make you buy the best ingredients. It's gonna be high, your ingredients, but it's the best of the best of the best. Girl, they got so drunk back there. We was out of control. That's why I took that video down. I was drunk. Everybody was drunk.
It's okay. It happens to the best of us. We in good company.
Everybody that was back.
I don't care. I don't care how expensive the ingredients is, but all I know is when I make my lemon drop, whatever liquor you telling me to put in there, I'm gonna substitute it with some moonshine.
Don't put no damn moonshine or no lemon drop. You trying to go to ER.
Yeah. I'm gonna get you to try some moonshine one day.
Mm-mm.
I'm gonna get you to try some moonshine one day.
Why did this lady bring up them damn lemon drop? That's archive. Girl, we acted a fool. So y'all, we did a lemon drop. I can make very good lemon drops. So I hosted a live.
Too said, why did you bring up lemon drop gate?
Listen, I hosted a live, but it wasn't available to all of YouTube. It was only available to the members only. So all of the ladies, we had on our pajamas, we had our bonnets, our headscarves. It was a Friday night, right? I told them ahead of time on that Monday what ingredients to get. Maybe it was that Tuesday. So everybody had their ingredients. And I told them. So we started making our lemon drops together. Girl, them lemon drops were so good. People were coming up and saying how good they were. 2 lemon drops in. It was over. Daphne said that lemon drop live was off. I will not do it again. It will be special invite this time.
Yeah. Let's do it again. Special invite this time.
I was so drunk, I woke up and thought I was still alive.
Wow.
Now, that is trauma. I think I had 3.
Oh boy.
I'll teach you HBI, baby. When I teach you how to make them, you said that's one of my favorite drinks I need to learn. Oh, I'll teach you. The lemon drop was lit. It was lit. Yeah. That must be the talk.
There's a lot of people in the chat that missed the lemon drop. So you need to do the lemon drop reboot.
I am.
You need to do the lemon drop reboot and teach us how to make it again.
Okay, I will. We're going to do it again, but this time I know how to do it. I'm going to set my timer for 1 hour so I can get off.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll do it again.
Good liquor doesn't take a lot to get you there. And that's what it is. We use the most premium ingredients. We don't use what they use in a restaurant. So you're going to pay a little bit extra for your ingredients. You just go to the store, I give you your list, and girl.
Right. Yeah, I'm going to do it with you this time.
We out of here. You going to do it with me?
Yeah, I'm going to do it with you this time.
So we're going to do a lemon drop in 2 weeks. What's 2 weeks from now?
Okay.
What's 2 Fridays from now?
Ooh, it's almost the 1st. So that would be what, the 15th?
My calendar. So Inner Circle, we have date night next Friday. We're doing date night. What that is. If that's where you have to join, the member only. We're going to do date night next Friday. And then the 11th. Hold on, let me think. The 10th. All right, we're going to do lemon drop 2 weeks from now. Be looking for notifications. Members only. I'm not doing this with regular YouTube at all.
Lemon drop 2.0. Okay.
All right.
So lemon drop 2.0 in 2 weeks.
And I'll
members only.
I'm going to post the recipe. Not the recipe, but the ingredients.
Right.
Ingredients that Wednesday, the 8th. That Friday, we're going to do lemon drops. All right?
Okay.
All right.
Sound
That's all
good.
we got.
Sound good.
Just get you a Sprite with some lemon juice.
Oh, yeah. Somebody said, can we do a non-alcoholic version too? I have a bestie who's recovering. And yeah, if we can sit up here and figure out how to do a non-alcoholic version, that would be great too.
Okay.
So we can do it together.
Well,
Alcoholic version and a
non-alcoholic version first now. Because we got 2 drunk off 2 of them.
Yeah. Yes.
Let me perfect the alcohol because I had them people drunk as hell.
Yeah. Well, you know, I'm sitting up here. Actually, in my mind, I'm sitting up here making my lemon drop with white lightning, and so I'm not the one to do the non-alcoholic version. Child.
Y'all just brought back a flashback. I don't think I'm gonna cook tonight. Y'all done messed me up. I'm done. That brought back flashbacks. Somali, that was baby. The next day I woke, they to my delete. Take it down.
No, don't delete.
I said, was it that bad? They said, oh my God, you were lit. I said, they said everybody was lit. I said, for real? Yes.
Oh my gosh.
So much fun. They said, oh, it was so much fun. We had a time. I said, I'll never let it go public, ever.
Girl. And my tail was in the kitchen cooking. And I missed it. I was there for the live before. And then you was like, well, come back and we're going to do the lemon drop. I got caught up in cooking and missed the lemon drop session. So I'm so mad at myself.
Oh, we're going to do it one more time, but it's going to be exclusive. I'm not doing that again. I'm traumatized in a good way.
Mm-hmm.
In a good way.
Yeah.
Said, Somali Queen said they were all drunk. Oh, we had a time. Girl, I went outside to show frogs. That's how drunk I was, to show people frogs. I'm done. Let me get out of here. Say, look at this frog.
Oh God. Okay.
Yeah, on camera. Look, a time was had, honey.
Well, we're gonna do it again, 2.0, and we're gonna be a little bit more sophisticated this time.
I know. I'm gonna set my timer for 1 hour. When I hear that bell ring, I'm done. I'm ending the live.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right, y'all. Listen, so that concludes our segment today. Big Tigger and V-103 exposed for forcing the victim to write a public apology. We always end on a high note over here. That's it. That's all.
Thank you, Queen. Thank you, Palace. Thank you, Mods.